What's going on, guys? TKD with the video. Today I want to talk about the brand new announcement that came out today that Mass Effect Andromeda will be dropping way sooner than we all thought. Now, the dope guys at Bioware decided to take a page out of Bethesda's book and how they released Fallout 4 so quickly after they announced it. They'll be doing the same fashion with Mass Effect Andromeda. And honestly, myself along with a bunch of other people did not expect this. We were actually on Twitter kind of, I was actually surprised on Twitter. I was like, man, this is crazy, yo. And the official release date is stated by Bioware that Mass Effect Andromeda will be dropping on March 21st, 2017. No, not November. What we all thought it would have been, or maybe, been pushed to 2018. It is dropping in March. And the minute I read this, I thought a few things here. Number one, I thought that they were doing a good job with, dropping it really quickly, just like Bethesda did last year with Fallout 4, because that really did get the hype up to a crazy level with that game, how they announced it at E3 and said that it was coming out in November. They would only have to wait a few short months, and I feel like that model actually works a lot for games if they can do it, because, every single gamer, today I feel like has gone through that thing where they keep, bringing up a game and just, it comes to a level where if you see it like over 3 times at E3, or you see it at PSX or Tokyo Game Show, you just kind of get like annoyed with it. Like you're just like, okay, cool, we know it's here, but just drop it. Like just drop the game instead of keep talking about it, and they're announcing features and the season pass, all this stuff, and like just drop the game. You know what I'm saying? If it's trailer after trailer, like that does fatigue a game's hype, and this is a great way to alleviate that, and they are clearly doing that here on Bioware's end with Mass Effect Andromeda. However, the very next thought I thought of when I read this was that there's no way they're gonna hit that date. There's no way they're gonna hit that date. That's what I thought. Like, there's no way that date is set in stone. They claim that, they were having like a big leap forward in the development of the game, where a bunch of people from the studio took a build home, and they said that, the build was pretty much flawless. Everything was all good. So apparently, this game is further off than I guess they even thought it was gonna be, but I really do not buy this date. We've just become so accustomed to delays and so accustomed to not believing in dates when they say it. You know what I'm saying? I just really don't even buy this date. Like March 21st, I could see it maybe being pushed, to the end of the summer, something like that, or maybe like, just a few months out. I don't think it's gonna ever be pushed to November at this point. But if they actually hit this date, then, kudos to them, because I really don't think they're going to hit this date. And I feel like it's kind of a sin to admit this, or kind of a sin to really say this in public, but like, I've never actually played a Mass Effect game. I know it's a lot of people, it is their favorite game series of all time. I know it is Black Okage's favorite game of all time, and I know a bunch of other people that I follow on YouTube love the game, and I don't know why, I just never got onto it. I think it was because when they first came out, I believe it was Xbox exclusive, I want to say. Probably that was the reasoning, but I know they have since released all the games on the PlayStation 3, but obviously I don't have one, at this point anymore. So maybe if they come around with remasters, I doubt they will at this point, since the game is so close to being, unveiled and dropped. But, if they did, I would have played it, but I just didn't get around to it. And honestly, looking at the gameplay and stuff like that, and looking at all the trailers and the stuff that they even unveiled at the Consumer Electronics Show this year, it looks pretty good. It looks pretty promising. It looks something that I would probably get into. You know what I'm saying? It looks a lot like a game that I might like. So who knows, man? I might actually pick this up. And I've been hearing that you don't really need to know the full Mass Effect 1, 2, and 3 details of it. I guess it would add to the experience, but you can just know the basics of what happens in 1, 2, and 3 and be fine for this new one, because I think it goes like, the current universe that you were at, or the current, grouping of planets that took place in the events of 1, 2, and 3. Apparently that's destroyed, so now you are off, and you were set off from that group of planets to go find a new home and stuff like that. So I feel like this is going to be kind of like a game that you don't need to know the full intricacies and details of 1, 2, and 3. And so I might, actually pick this up. And plus, there's not a ton of games that I'm looking forward to in the beginning half of the year. All we got really is Horizon Zero Dawn, which I'm definitely getting, but other than that, I don't see a lot in the beginning half of 2017, so this might fill that gap. And we also got some Mass Effect Andromeda news for the Nintendo Switch, and the big news is that it will not be on that console. You know, they officially said that it will not be coming to the Nintendo Switch, and I said it a few weeks ago, but they've kind of made it official where it's like, no, not happening, it's not going down. Nintendo Switch, you are not getting our business, who knows why, but I mean, yeah, that's just how it goes. Well, I feel like, you know, if you're any person that knows the industry, I'm pretty sure you can kind of, you know, deduce to why it's not coming to the Switch, and it's just that the Nintendo Switch cannot handle this game, man. Look, listen, just with Nintendo hardware, they're always a step behind, at least in recent memory. I don't know if they were like the big dogs back in NES days. I wasn't around, obviously, but just pretending, you know, from the Wii era and like onwards, you know what I'm saying? Like, they have always had inferior hardware to the Xbox and the PlayStation. It's just how it's been, and you know, and like if they are gonna put out these systems, right, it's fine. You know, you can put out, you know, a really, you know, like mid-tier, low-tier spec console, that's fine, but just understand that if you're trying to get third-party support, these third-party studios are wanting to make really big, dope-looking games, impressive games. They have bigger, you know, spectacles than what you think, you know what I'm saying? Plus they have the PC, which is basically the forefront of innovation from a technological standpoint, you know what I'm saying? So with that involved, they're wanting to push their games to the limits. You know, these games are trying to, you know, push the graphics every single year, and Nintendo, you know, some of the games are just not going to work on your system. It's just how it's going to go. So obviously, you know, if I was at Bioware, I would not want to, you know, make some type of, you know, crappy port for the Switch, because I mean, like, why? I mean, you know what I'm saying? If we have the Xbox One, the PC, the PS4, the PS4 Pro, the PC, like all these other, you know, better, you know, systems to run the game on that are going to run it at a, you know, better way at that higher tier, why would we, you know, waste time and resources on making a crappier version of the game for a console that's not even out yet? Number one, doesn't even have any backing, any stats to prove that it's going to be a worthwhile console, you know, that people are going to buy it. Who knows that? It's still an unknown variable, and I mean, yeah, that's just how it goes. So yeah, man, there it is, man. You can play Mass Effect Andromeda, apparently, allegedly, on March 21st, 2017. If I was a betting man, I would bet that this is going to get delayed. But hey, you know, that's just me. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. Will they hit this date? Will they actually drop Mass Effect Andromeda on March 21st? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and as always, I got you.